Today, we're going to be talking about the Redwood Type B pilot watch. Yes, it is another one of these shades-on outdoor scenarios. Being this is a military style watch, I think that's relevant. I'll take a walk around, sit down, and we'll review this thing. So, firstly, Redwood. For those who are uninitiated, and it seems to be most people are, no one talks about Redwood. It's a Canadian company, actually, and they make mostly military inspired watches. They've got some divers, they've got some pilot watches, they've got some like standard field watches. Nothing with a bracelet though, which is unfortunate. They got a bond clip bracelet, but it's not like a proper, like a bracelet like this, like on my Spinnaker Hall Riviera. Most of their stuff is either quartz or solar. I think they've got one or two automatics. They seem to make pretty large batches of things and they look great. So this one in particular is the Type B Pilot Quad Pulse, not the solar model. I was not familiar with how good solar is when I bought this watch, but it's pretty cheap. I was like, you know, let's give it a shot. Let's check out whatever this quad pulse movement is. So that is that the quartz movement in this ticks at 4 pulses per second, giving it a quartz version of a smooth seconds hand, which is pretty rad, if I do say so myself. And for how cheap this is the watch that showed me that you can get a super high quality watch with a really nice movement for really cheap. Let's talk about the design of this. First of all, the main draw, stainless steel case, really standard look. It is based off of the Flieger German World War II pilot watches. Type B, meaning of course that the numbers for the hour hands are inside and the numbers for the minutes are on the outside. Small hand gets the numbers on the inside, big hand gets the numbers on the outside. Makes sense, right? It's also just got a black dial. I believe there was a white one or is a white one of this as well. It's got white numerals that very quickly turn green in the daylight because they are Swiss superluminova. Yeah, let's sit right here. Well, maybe not that one. There's literally bird shit all over that one. Let's sit right here. May have to do a hot swap in the middle of this. Yeah, that'll what, get you like an inch? Maybe we'll just keep it handheld like this. I don't know. So it has green, Swiss superluminova on it. And it turns green almost immediately in the sunlight, and this stuff lasts for hours. I have some X1 grade superluminova on another one of my watches, and this lasts like 90% of the length of the other one. It is really super sick lume on this. It also has some like really sharp, I think they're called sword style hands, and then a super thin, like mega thin seconds hand with just a tiny bit of lume there on the end. The lume on that fades almost immediately, but the rest of it, yeah, that's like awesome. Beyond that, we have a anti-reflective sapphire crystal, which of course is going to be good for scratch resistance and not so much good for shatter resistance though. If I were to bash this on the table, it'd probably explode. 100 meters of water resistance on this guy. So we've got that screw down crown there on the side, which is really nice. I love 100 meters water resistance. Obviously making a military style watch, you'd think you'd want 100 meters water resistance. And also it just means I can go swimming with this, which is cool. And then we've got a stainless steel build. It's pretty much entirely a brushed finish on this, except for the case back, a screw down case back. You can see that ring around the screw down case back is mirror polished. But the rest of this is incredibly brushed all the way around. There's a screw down crown with the Redwood logo. There's a nice view of our dial out in the sun. You can see yourself in the reflection. That's pretty cool. Let's get the thumbnail right now. That screw down case back is also engraved or etched or whatever, and it says watch, wrist, pilot, analog, part number, blah, 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 water resistance, movement, manufacturing date, Redwood Watch Company, Montreal, Canada. I like how simple that is. It's very straightforward, no crazy engraving, no exhibition case back because this is quartz movement, nothing really to see back there. Looks good, feels good. It's really thin. I think it's like 10 and some odd millimeters. Let me actually look up that to just double check. 10.6 millimeters in thickness, which means this wears extraordinarily well on the wrist. And the movement, very specifically, by the way, is the Seiko VH31 movement. Banger of a movement if you can get this on another watch. Yeah, no date or anything though, which is a big bummer. But it is just, you know, your 3 hands. Well, let's talk about the bands. So you get your choice of bands when you buy it. I got it on a special sale for the holidays, so I got 2 bands with it. It was like buy one watch, get a band half off or something, or for free. And I got 2 bands. I got the NATO strap, the black NATO strap, which I learned that I don't really like NATO straps. It made this watch feel so incredibly bulky on my wrist. I've got a 6.6 inch wrist or so, and when that NATO strap wraps around, I have to tuck it back in. I think that just makes my wrist look so overblown and huge. I can't stand that. I also got the FKM jungle strap, they call it, jungle leather. It's rubber. It's got a nice texture on it. I like it quite a bit. It's just really stiff. That's my only complaint with that. It's just really, really stiff. So instead I threw this on something else. This is the Benchmark Basics, just black seatbelt nylon strap. 20 millimeter lug width on this guy. So super compatible with tons of bands. And this is my preferred loadout. And I think I even took a lot of my B-roll with this watch strap on because I just don't really wear the other ones very much. The jungle leather is nice occasionally, but this is my base loadout for this. It's just so comfortable. Oh, it's also got drilled lugs, by the way. So if you're like trying to stick something in there, yeah, that's pretty easy. I think something a lot of people miss in their watch reviews is the accessories something comes with. So it did come in a very extremely solid military style cardboard box. And then also a little like watch roll pouch type thing. You can fit like a watch, 2 if you jam them in. And then like 1 or 2 watch bands. It also came with your spring bar tool, warranty information, and extra spring bars, I assume for the NATO strap that I got with it. So I don't really have much to complain about for this watch. I think it's an absolute banger for what, $220? $220 plus shipping and taxes. So like what, $230, $240? And I absolutely recommend it if this will fit your wrist. So there's 2 minor little gripes I have with it. 1, the inner lug here, sharp. The finishing on this is very smooth all the way around. The bottom of the lug, right there, and the inner lug, right there. A little sharp. Could get blasted or sanded or something for a second. That would be really nice. So this is a 42 millimeter diameter watch. For this style, this style of case, similar to a Laco, it's got a pretty lengthy 48.5 millimeter lug to lug. This barely fits on my 6.6 inch wrist. It does fit, it does. But if you take a picture close at it, it doesn't look like it does. But from far away, yeah, like it fits my wrist. I'll show you actually. We'll take off next week's review, spoilers, and put on this week's review. It fits, barely. If this were a millimeter longer, it wouldn't fit. When you get close, doesn't really look like it fits that well, does it? But it does, and I love it. In my humble opinion, I can honestly say that more people should be looking at Redwood, and I don't know why they're not. For a micro brand like this, to be making this high quality of watches, and I assume all their models are like this, they're very similar style, a banger for this much money. Getting a Flieger that's a Flieger style Type B for this money, you know, a Laco is $450, $500, and in my opinion looks a little uglier than this. I like the font on this quite a lot. I think that the indices and everything that are just kind of flat painted on there, I prefer it. I also like that it's quartz. I don't have to worry about winding it. I don't have to worry about making sure I wear it enough so it stays on the correct time. It's super accurate. I haven't set this, I got this what, December? I think I've only reset it once, and that's because I like having the accurate seconds sometimes. That's it. Banger. I'll have the link for this down below, link to the watch band down below. Check out Redwood if you can. Follow them on Instagram or something. They're making some cool stuff. I want to try to get some of their other models at some point. I also would like to see them do a bracelet for this, or any of their watches. I'd like to see them kind of stretch out and do something a little outside of the military realm, because I think they could make a really, really sick watch in that space. Feel free to subscribe here and check out my other reviews of watches. I did a Timex. I did the Shinola Detrola. I did the Spinnaker Nessie, the Flus Nessie model. That was pretty cool. You should check that out. I'll have that at the end. And then also, I've been doing stuff on TikTok. I'm doing some short stuff on TikTok and Instagram Reels, and here on YouTube for shorts. I'm doing some watch content there. I did an unboxing of a recent purchase. I'll be doing another one of those soon. I've also got some ideas. One of them is going to be like, what's the one watch that got away from you? What's the watch you didn't buy in time and now you're going to have to buy secondhand, and it's going to be a nightmare. And then also talking about brands that maybe people aren't talking about, like Redwood and like Spinnaker. For some reason, no one talks about Spinnaker, even though they're a very large brand. It's a little odd to me. Also check out my gaming channel. I don't post on there very often, but I do have one. Tons of content on there from a couple years ago. Very funny, in my opinion. And then also check out twitch.tv/SkullHQ, where a lot of that content is from. I do stream on there sometimes, and it's a very fun place. Again, subscribe here, and thank you for watching. All my social media is linked down below, watch down below, etc., etc., and I'll see you later. Take care.